Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the Pretty Rich Teacher podcast. I am so excited to chat with you all today. If y'all see me, I am looking extra cute today. My goal is to be extra cute all the time. I also have my nails done. They're so cute. If you're on YouTube, you can see them. And for that person who said they don't like my nails, they're longer. They're longer. I really hope you can focus with all this beauty and these nails in front of your face. There's more than one, so I'm not targeting one. Anyway, let's talk about how to decide if you should renew your teaching contract or not. This is a common question I get asked or get told of, yeah, I don't want to renew my teaching contract this year. They sent the letter of intent. I want to talk all about it and what you should be doing. First off, let's talk about what the letter of intent is. I want to go like what it is, why you all kind of spin out making a decision and what to actually do instead. So let's talk about what it is. So, as if you all know me, I am a former not just educator, but a school administrator. So I was on both sides of that letter of intent. I've had to let the admin know if I was staying, both as a teacher and as an admin. And then as an admin, we would be issuing the letters of intent. So let's talk about what it really is and then the problem that you all have in deciding if you should say yes or not. So, what it is just letting the admin know if you plan to return. That's it. Now, I know that there is a contract that some of you all have like a harsh contract where it says, oh, if you break this contract, then we can take your teaching license or recommend you for your license to be taken away, etc. And then there are some districts where it's just you let us know if you're coming back. So find out which one it is, but either way, I'm still going to tell you how to answer your that letter. So it's for admin to know if you're going to come back or not. It's to let them know if they need to look for a new teacher or if they know that you're going to be staying. It only, can I tell y'all honest truth? It only benefits the administrator. It does not benefit the teacher really. Okay. It just lets you know, hey, yeah, we're going to let you work at our school for another year, signing up for another year of, dare I say it? I don't want to say it, but I just know you're working and you're not getting paid for all the work. So it's hard labor, is all I'll say. And so you always have a decision like, should so there's two things. One, there are people who like, okay, I really don't want to break contracts. And again, I want you to go to the worst case scenario. If you are someone who you are afraid of breaking your contract, the worst that can happen is they recommend your license be taken away. That's what they'll do. They will recommend it. It does not mean that your license is taken away. It just means they're recommending it. And I know that for a lot of y'all, this is your livelihood. Teaching is how you pay your bills. But I also like to caution you, if teaching is the only way you know how to pay your bills, we have all of our eggs in one basket. That's just, and I'll go down that conversation a little bit later. But it would behoove you to get another career under your belt other than just your teaching license. Okay. It would behoove you to get a certification in another career. Okay. You all know I help clients get into ed tech, educational technology, specifically with two careers in my program, customer success and or sales. So know that that is something I help with. So I'm not just telling y'all what to do. I'm telling you I also help you with that. That's what I do now. I'm a VP of customer success, and I have created a certification that you all could use when you go to your interviews. I have 16 client interviews to do. 16. Sweet 16. And that's just the ones I can remember. Okay. Of client interviews to do. What that means is I need to bring them on the Pretty Rich Teacher podcast and do an interview and talk about their success. 16 of them. That's just from the last quarter. Okay, I got people in final round interviews, second round interviews right now. But anyway, the worst thing can happen is they can recommend your license be taken away. Recommend. And I know that may look okay. I'm scared, but here's the truth. If they do recommend your license, go all the way. Let's say they recommend and your license is gone, you can go to another school. Well, and I have not seen any teacher go get their license taken away unless they did something inappropriate. No, not if you did something inappropriate, I can't help you. Okay. And I would always recommend you leave on good terms, like 2 weeks notice. I gave a 2 weeks notice and that actually asked for an additional 2 weeks just to train my new person. But I didn't have to do that. Okay. I didn't have to do that. And I don't recommend you all do that. I would prioritize your new career over your current one if you're looking to make more money. But the worst thing that they can do is recommend your license for, and then I've had people who leave, had their license recommended, and then they went back to working in that district as a school leader, the district level. Okay, I've seen assistant principals. Y'all, I was a school administrator. I was an administrator. I left in January. They still invited me to the school's anniversary, and I'm going to hang out with them. If y'all listen to my podcast about how to not burn bridges, I am hanging out with them, like the principal, all those people, like in 2 weeks. Okay, I'm gonna hang out with them. Okay, so not only can you not only is there a way for you to not burn bridges, but it is also okay for you to leave and in the middle of the year, even if you have a contract. The contract is not there to save you because the thing is, you all can get a contract and they still close. Like I had someone tell me that they're closing their school down. They're closing their school down. So imagine you said, okay, no, I'm staying, I'm committing to the school, and they shut your whole school down. That's not funny. It's not funny at all. But like, you're loyal to somebody who's not really that loyal to you. And what I mean by that is education is just like corporate. People don't really realize it's corporate in the way that school districts are funded are through taxes, etc. And then it's a per student model. So I don't know if y'all know. So I do have my master's and my doctorate in educational leadership. So I know how schools are funded. And the way that schools are evaluated, districts are evaluated are by student performance and other metrics, but mainly student performance. So if your school, for some reason, is not performing or they don't have enough enrollment, they can shut your school down. I have worked on the corporate side, me working in ed tech, I've seen many schools be shut down. I've seen districts really go into like a crisis. So that's just one thing. So that took a long way for me to talk about it. But like, I just want to really tell y'all what's actually going on because I feel like a lot of y'all are stuck in stories that are not true about what actually happens when you leave. Now, with that being said, I also do not recommend you all. My whole point is I don't want y'all to say no. My goal for you is when you get that letter of intent, unless you have a job offer that makes sense, that literally makes sense, dollars, dollars, and common sense of, okay, I'm not taking a pay cut. This job is actually something I actually want to do. It's a new career I want to go into. I can see my promotions. I am working remotely. I'm getting what I want. I don't want you to leave your job to go to a job that's going to suck as well. Because there's a lot of teachers who also do that. Okay. And it's typically, those are the DIYers who just DIY completely on their own, where they just, okay, I just want any job and they go into any job. So my recommendation is for you all to say yes until you have a job offer that makes sense. Dollar wise and common sense. I would not recommend you all, if you really absolutely want to work remote, I would not recommend you going into another job that's in person if you don't want to do that. Now, I will say corporate is going to be a little bit different than teaching, so you're not going to be doing as much work. But you have to, I don't want y'all saying no. So another reason why y'all, now I'm going to kind of get into why y'all be wanting to quit your jobs. A lot of y'all just want to feel something. You're like, oh no, I'm not. Y'all love to say, oh, I am not renewing my contract. Nope. I'm not renewing it. And y'all are like, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not renewing my contract. And then the new job, where's she at? She's not in the room with us. And I'm just like, why would you put yourself under that pressure? Right? I recommend you say yes until you have a job offer and be okay with them recommending your license for expulsion. I know for y'all, a lot of y'all are going, no, I would never do that. The what happens when you don't listen to that piece is you end up spinning your wheels and you only allow summer to be the time to get a job. And I want y'all to know every teacher's doing that. Okay. But a lot of y'all have this urge to quit your job. You just want to feel something. You're like, oh yeah, no, I quit. No, it is all or nothing. Now, there are teachers, clients of mine who have done that, who said no, and they made it their full-time job to get a new job. Okay. There's two types of teachers who quit their job. They're the ones who just want to feel something. Oh, no, I'm serious. There's no plan B. I'm getting a new job. And then there's the teachers who say the same thing, but they don't cash the checks they're writing. Meaning they say, oh, yeah, no, I am getting a job. And then when it comes time to practice for your interviews, apply for the jobs, you get your feelings hurt when you get told no. And then you stop practicing for your interviews and then you slowly be like Bart Simpson. And then you're no longer looking for a job. And then you start you get on the triangle. Okay. You watch and listen to my episode. Your six-figure self requires a victory mindset to know which triangle I'm talking about. But you all get on this triangle where you're blaming the job process, you're blaming others, you are woe is me, this is not working out for me. I wish I had a job sooner. I already quit my job. Now I'm under pressure. I really need, like, you put pressure on yourselves and you really didn't need to do that. You don't need to put, like, if you are someone who has not built resiliency under pressure, I highly recommend you also do not quit your job. So to answer the question, long story short, it took me 11 minutes, 11, to get here. Do not quit your job until you get a new job and realize the reason why you want to quit your job. You just want to feel something. And what you really need to feel in this process, not pressure, the only thing you need to be feeling is uncomfortable. And this is what I mean. When you are going and saying, yes, I want to go, specifically again for my clients, they're going into ed tech, customer success, or sales. And let's say it's whatever job that you want to get into, right? You are going to be learning a couple things. One, you're going to be realizing that getting a new job is nothing like teaching. It's nothing like teaching. You cannot use your teacher application and interview skills to get a job in corporate. It just don't work. It just does not work. Okay. You have to learn the corporate process. Now, I do have an episode. I know this one from the top of my head, episode 34, teacher interviews versus corporate interviews. Listen to that. Listen to that to learn the differences. So that's one. Then you need to learn your new career path. So you actually need to learn your new career. A lot of y'all are skipping the step of learning your career. You're going all around the world. You're getting your resume looked at. I've had people who say, yeah, I had 3 people do my resume and nothing's working. It's like no one, and I won't get into that rabbit. Actually, I'll just say it real quick. You all are in charge of your success in the most living way possible. You are in charge of your success. Just how you ensure the success of your students, you are responsible for your success in this journey. Oh, yes, it is going to feel uncomfortable to learn a new career. A lot of y'all, and I'll say it in the most loving way possible, y'all have this ego where it's like, I don't want to start over. I'm a veteran teacher. I shouldn't have to start over. All I should do is be able to interview. Just give me the interview and I'll get the job. And then y'all come to the interviews with your ego and your degrees. Okay. The y'all see them degrees. I also have my degrees, all of them. And I don't mention them in the interviews. Like a lot of y'all say, I have my certification in this, I have my master's degree, this, my doctorate in this, and nothing about the new job. So y'all don't actually know how to interview. So it's one thing learning your new job and learning how to interview. Because if you know how to interview well in corporate, you're going to know it's all about marketing and selling your skills for the role. So there are skills that you need to learn, and it's going to be uncomfortable to be a newbie at something. And I think a lot of y'all need to learn how to be a newbie at something. I have y'all listen to my episode with Tora Sense, the dating one, how to ask for what you want in your dating career. Y'all stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more. But I had a lot of clients. Listen, I had clients lead a fiancés. I had clients lead a man. I had clients go on dates on weekdays. Like they are living life, getting things for free. Like they are really asking for what they want. Okay. So when it comes to really expanding yourself into a new career, you have to do new things you've never done before. And it's going to feel uncomfortable. Okay. It's going to feel uncomfortable to ask for something the first time. And I'm talking about dating. If y'all look at that episode, we talk all about asking for things. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but eventually it becomes your new normal. So the same thing with teaching, going to a new career. It's going to feel uncomfortable learning something new, but eventually you will get comfortable with it. You will get comfortable. You will get comfortable. So my goal for this episode is for you all to not have that urge to just quit your job to feel something. Feel uncomfortable instead. Do not feel pressure. Okay. One of my clients says this all the time, like, you are not in dire need of a job. And I'm gonna talk about that too, because that's another reason why y'all have these urges to quit your jobs. You're like, oh no, I need to leave my job. You don't understand. I need to leave tomorrow. And I'm just like, y'all, I have not ever had a client tell me they want a job in 2 years. The two people, the two types of people, they say, I need a job now, or they want a job by August. No one's ever said, I need a job next year or 2 years. It's either by August or right now. So a lot of y'all, are, oh no, I'm not like your other people. I need a job now. Listen, I've worked with a lot of people. Okay. I've also worked with, like, I won't go into the nooks and crannies, but I've had clients who worked at schools that had shootings. I've had clients that had students be physical with them. Okay. I've had clients where they had allegations put towards them and they all still got jobs. Okay. So, like, everybody needs a job fast. So I said, like, everybody has a real reason why they want to leave now. Like, for me, my biggest reason why I was crying in my office with a student present. I don't cry in front of students. And I was like, I'm so burnt out. I'm so upset. Yeah. I told myself, yeah, I need a job ASAP. Everybody needs a job ASAP. But you don't need to put pressure on yourself. A lot of us are so used to pressure. Like, a lot of us are procrastinators. And I'm a part of that club. I'm getting out of it. I'm out of that club, actually. I speak things into existence. I'm out of that procrastination club. But I do catch myself when my old self wants to procrastinate. When myself, like, even today, I procrastinated a little bit with this podcast. Like, I had a set time. I went to the gym. Y'all, I went to the gym this morning, took a shower, drunk some tea, had my little breakfast. I'm drinking from my Welcome to Hogwarts mug if you are on the YouTube. I mean, if you're on the audio. But I did that, and that's okay. 9:30, you're gonna start your podcast. What does my brain do? Wait until 9:30 to go take a shower. And then I start a little bit late. But I say, you know what? Nope, we're gonna still get dressed. We're still gonna look cute, and we're gonna get 2 podcasts cranked. Okay. So realize that you all have urges of pressure and you really want to put pressure on yourself. You want to wait till the last minute. You're like, okay, if I quit my job, then I'm really gonna get a job. Now, if you work well under pressure, enough. This is how you work well under pressure. This is how I know. You're not complaining about your deadline. You should not be complaining about your timeline or your deadline. And first of all, it's not a deadline. Like, y'all want to give yourself a deadline so bad, but it's like, what if you don't have to do that? What if you can gracefully learn a new career? What if you can gracefully learn a new career and still land a job in less than 90 days? What if that's actually true? What if you don't have to struggle? Okay. So whenever you have that urge to quit your job, realize it's an urge. You just want to feel something. You want to feel something and you want to feel pressure because that's how a lot of y'all have been in survival mode. So you just want to, like, survive, go to your next survival. You want to just kind of keep, like, on a monkey bars going to your next bar when you really don't have to be on a monkey bar. You could really just walk. Okay. You can even do a nice little jog into your new position. You don't have to run. Okay. And you don't have to struggle. Okay. So now I'm going to now tell you all, um, how to leave your job without the pressure. Okay. So whenever you have that urge, I want you all to first identify that it's an urge. You just want to feel something and sit with it. Sit with it. Okay, I really want to quit my job. Write down why you want to quit your job. And if it's a different reason, but I encourage you to write down the real reason why do you want to quit your job. That's your assignment. Write down the real reason why you want to quit your job and just let it go. Let it flow. Either type it out or write it out. But you need to, why do you want to quit your job? Okay, 10 reasons why. And then I want 10 reasons why it's a great idea for you to do that. And if you can come up with those 10 reasons and you can write down on your reasons, I'm not going to spend out. I'm going to make this a full-time job. I'm going to get the support needed to get a job. Because I also do not recommend you quitting your job if you're going to do it by yourself. Okay? I don't recommend you doing it by yourself if you are a teacher looking to go into corporate. Because the truth of the matter is, teachers have not been taught how to go into a new career. You've only been taught how to teach. And then you've never had to do so much work to get a teaching job. So sit with it and let it pass. And realize that, okay, this is just an urge. Let me just go to what I need to do. I'm going to give you all 4 steps to actually help you land a job without having to quit. So far, I'm letting you know I did not tell you to quit your job. Say yes until you have a job offer that makes sense. dollars and common sense. So let's now, okay, letter to intent comes, I'm saying yes. Okay. Now, the next step is to create your belief plan. Okay. I know a lot of y'all keep thinking, when's she going to say resume? When's she going to say what companies are hiring? I don't, those are small details. Those are small details. Okay. The first thing you need to do is create your belief plan. How can you believe that you are actually going to transition into a new career this year, right now, in less than 90 days? Okay. In less than 90 days. If you don't have your belief plan of how you're able to do that, if you don't believe it, that's where you need to start. Okay. And I actually 100%, if you cannot write out the reasons why, 10 reasons why you believe that you're going to get a job in 90 days, then you also shouldn't be quitting your job. You also shouldn't be quitting your job. Again, if you already quit your job, just make sure you're really heavily making this non-negotiable of the 4 steps I'm telling you to do. So your belief plan. How can you first believe that you're going to land a job? Okay, without a timeline, how can you believe you're going to land a job? Then you need your plan, your actual plan. So your belief plan, and then you can start, okay, my goal is starting this. I'm going to do customer success. I'm going to get the certification. I want to join Jazmyne program, Teachers in Tech. Stay tuned. Teachers in Tech is a program that's going to be launching in May. By the way, did you want to know there's 2 ways to work with me? Okay. Number 1, I do have my exit plan course. If you were looking for a DIY, low cost option to learn your career options, learn everything there needs to know about you being a teacher going into corporate, you can join my exit plan course. Okay. That's $297 right now. And then if you are a woman in education and you want to land a big money, 6-figure job, okay, I am launching my program. It's called Teachers in Tech. It is going to be the first program for women in education that want to land 6-figure careers in the ed tech industry. It is going to be a phenomenal program. Now, so if y'all are asking, okay, but you did one-on-one, I still do one-on-one. I still have, so at the time of this episode, I still have one-on-one for that program, but my one-on-one is increasing. So if you want to be able to get me at my rate right now, okay, I'm not even going to say my rate right now because I don't know if you're listening to this in live time or later, but you can still work with me one-on-one. It's just the price is going up only because I have been able to get people results faster where I'm at the point of ensuring in the one-on-one that you get everything you need to do to make 6 figures, and do your I'm giving the podcast people get all the deets. Okay. So not only just stay tuned. I think I've already said too much. I've already said too much, but just stay tuned. Just know if you want to work with me right now, you should be booking a call. Either way, book a call or stay tuned. Okay. But you need a belief plan to believe that you can actually land a job. A lot of my clients, I realize if they don't 100% believe they can get a job, then they're not going to get one. Whatever you believe is true. So you need to find evidence that you are capable of doing a new job. A lot of my clients, I have a group chat with my clients, and I asked them that this week. I said, what is your belief plan for this week? Not just your to-do list. A lot of teachers have to-do lists, but what you actually need is a belief plan. Because if you believe what you're about to do, then the tasks, they work themselves out. It's no longer a to-do list. It's like, oh, this is what I do as a person. It's identity work. Like, right, for example, like I invested, and y'all are gonna see, I hired a creative director, and Pretty Rich Teacher is getting a rebrand. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Now, I am investing in the business that I want, the career that I want. So my business is my career. So my career, I am a CEO of my company. I have a team. I have a creative director. Okay, I have a stylist. I have coaches I have a money coach. I have a business. I have a support team. Okay. I get all the coaching. That's my secret to success. But anyway, I'm investing in, so it's like, okay, because a lot of us like, oh, I don't want to invest in something if I'm not sure it's going to happen. That's because you don't believe it. Not one time did I flinch and say, oh yeah, I don't think that I'm going to still have a business in 6 months. I don't think I don't want to invest because I don't know if people are still going to be buying from me. No, I know that I have a great offer that gets people results, right? I know that. I know that I'm a hard worker and whatever I need to learn, I'm going to go get support in it. So therefore, because I believe in it, it's not a second thought. I'm just going to go do the thing. I have no problem investing in the things I know I'm getting in. Okay. And I also have a plan from the belief. Then I have a plan. I actually have on my wall, I have not a timeline. I have the 3 skills that I'm working on for the next 6 months. Okay. And I'll even share what those are for y'all. Okay. I'm working on LinkedIn. I'm working on my team delegation. So I have a team. So I'm ensuring that I am not burning myself out and I'm using my team. And I am rebranding my offers. So that's what I'm working on. And I'm not focused on a timeline. Like, for example, if I'm launching my program, and I'm giving y'all a lot of information that y'all don't even, I'm just giving y'all context of like what I'm doing. Like I'm launching in May. So um I had told my creative director, I was like, okay, I'm launching in May. And it's kind of like fresh, like, okay, I want to get these new things rolled out. And she's like, we're not doing that. We can do it for your next launch. And I was like, okay. I didn't have a big like, oh my gosh, I really wanted my new pictures. I'm doing a photo shoot in Miami. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need my pictures by May. I didn't know because the goal is for rebranding. And I would rather rebrand in a way that is excellent than rushed. Okay. So I have a plan. And then I also have strategy. So within my goals, I have strategy. So I met with my LinkedIn coach yesterday, one-on-one, and she gave me a strategy for LinkedIn. I have a business coach and she's like sustainability, and she taught me how to best use my team, right? And then I also have a rebrand, like my creative director who's helping me with that. So I have the strategy to do it. I'm asking for the strategy and like I'm learning new skills that are under that. So you need a strategy. So believe that you're going to get a new job. What thoughts you need to think to believe, a plan for how you're actually going to execute this strategy, because a lot of teachers also have plans, like, and the plans don't be working in the most loving way. Like that's why strategy is next. A lot of y'all are like, oh, my plan or my strategy, and this is good. A lot of y'all's plan and strategy is just to apply for 100 jobs because y'all heard me say that, but you skip the strategy of okay, my resume is aligned to that one career. I'm applying to this many jobs. I'm also networking. Like have strategy to get that job. Okay, if your strategy is just going on and applying to any job, every job, as many jobs you want, and that's your only strategy, that's not a strategy. That's a plan. That's why we need strategy. Okay? Go get your plan looked at. Go get your plan looked at. Hey, and if you want to land a 6-figure job, when you book a call, so if you want to still work with me one-on-one or want information on enrolling in my group program, because after my one-on-one spots are up for this month, I don't have the number, so I don't even want to make the number up. I wanted to actually have a number. Um, then I'm going to the group program. But I am going to be pre-selling those, and there are bonus. So just book a call if you want to for me to look at your plan and get you enrolled in one-on-one or my plan program to land a 6-figure job. Okay. The last thing you need is an accountability plan. So after you believe that you can land a job, after you have a plan to land the job, after you have strategy to land the job, and you have that, then you need accountability. Okay. It's very easy to fall off the horse. It's very easy. Okay. And I will go back to listen to my podcast episode about how to guarantee your success. Go listen to that. Accountability. I recommend having another person. Like for me, I do really well with social accountability. If I have a call on the calendar, I will show up and I will get things done. Okay. But whenever I don't have a call on the calendar or I don't have someone else who knows about my goal, I kind of just do it in silence and I don't really work on it. That's why for me, I have different things set up of anything that I'm avoiding or my skills, and I show up and I get coached. I held myself accountable. I let people know what I'm doing and I do it. And I don't hold them as deadlines, I just use those as timelines for me to get things done. Okay. I have had plenty of clients quit their job and be able to believe that they're landing a job, have a plan, have a strategy in a job. I have one of my clients who landed a job in 6 weeks. That was my client, Jazmyne. In 6 weeks, she landed a job. She didn't land that job from pressure. She landed that job from strategy and believing she can do it, having the plan, having the strategy, and having accountability. Okay. That is how she was able to land a job in 6 weeks. Okay, I have another client where I think it was her first interview, and she was someone who also quit her job, and she was working, like, 2 jobs, like, she worked at Target, Instacart, her business, and she was able to land a job. I wanna say that was less than I wanna say it was, like, 2 weeks she landed a job. 2 weeks to land a job. Now, again, the caveat is they spent time with me building their belief, building their plan, the strategy. They both got certified in, both of these people are actually ed tech sales, and they were held accountable. They were submitting things every single week for review, and they landed jobs quickly. Okay. Now, people who have not quit their jobs, and actually I have another person who quit their job. She did customer success. And the same thing, she landed a job in less than 2 months. Now, the caveat is also they worked with me for at least 30 days, 30 to 60 days for the ramp up of, like, learning those things, because again, you need to give yourself time to learn the skills. If you rush learning the skills, like, I have not had a client land a job in, like, in 30 days alone, because, like, you actually need to give yourself time to absorb the information. This is not going to be teaching where you can crash report your interview. But I have clients, those are 3 examples of people who did quit their job, but they did not quit their job and crash out. They may have crashed out, like, between interviews, and then they got support. They had support, okay? So, I feel like support should be in there, your strategy. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, okay? I've had clients who did not quit their jobs, just do this. So, if you were someone who, "Okay, I really wanna quit my job because it's just so stressful," then I would say, so this I'll end with this. If you wanna quit your job, I don't want you putting stress on money or timelines. And I actually have an episode of habits, 5 habits of clients who landed six-figure jobs. I was scrolling and listened to that one. But you're making peace with money and timelines. You are making this a non-negotiable that you're getting a new job. You have the strategy and support to get a job. That would be my main thing. So I have had people quit and become substitute teachers. So whatever makes sense. If it makes sense for you to quit your job, and you're not gonna be worried about money and timelines, then you quit your job. But I recommend you stay in your job until you have an offer. But with that being said, you also need to release the burnout. Okay. You need to go on my email list and do my heal training. I have that for free because I really want everyone to heal their burnout to get you a new job. Okay. Because even for me, y'all, I don't know if y'all knew, but I quit my corporate job a year and a half ago. If y'all watch my YouTube, I had to celebrate my 1 year in November. But before I quit my job, I did all these things. I believe that I can do my job. I also had savings. So for me, I went from full-time job to entrepreneurship, so a little bit differently. But even still, like, entrepreneurship it is a lot. And I think I didn't even really realize what it took to be a full-time entrepreneur until I did it. Now, again, for me, I had all the support. I had my money coach, I had my business coaches, I had support in everything. I got support in everything. I did not do it by myself. So I don't recommend anyone doing anything by themselves. Struggling is a choice. Okay? In the most loving way possible. All right, y'all. I think that's our episode. I think that's our episode. I want you all to leave this call feeling clarity. You do have some homework to do, but I want you to believe that you are capable of landing a job without pressure. Allow yourself to have grace going into your new job. You don't need pressure. You don't need anxiety. Okay? I want confidence. I want belief. I want strategy. I want a plan, and I want accountability and grace. All right, y'all. I will see y'all on the next episode. Bye.